Looks like he borrowed them from Wilt Chamberlain. Below his knees. Zamudio has a much better record, Ruben, at 13-2. He's in the blue trunks, and the record really of Diaz does not stand up in terms of what Zamudio's is.
Well, it's really deceiving because watching him throw his punches, his jab and whatnot, and I've seen this before. He's got 24 wins and 16 losses. That's very, very deceiving record. I mean, this guy's a much better fighter than what his record says.
All right, we'll see if that edge, perhaps in experience, is to his advantage, though, this evening. He does have 40 total fights compared to only 15 for Zamudio.
And the worst part about it, Rich, he's only got 2 knockouts. So Diaz does.
That's out of 24 wins, 24 and 16. Fight starting off fairly slowly, as evidenced by the record of both of these fighters. You would expect this to be a real boxing match, as the two would feel each other out. There are not a lot of knockouts between these two. 6 out of 15 fights so far for Zamudio, and only 2 out of 40 fights and 24 wins for the Diaz. Pat Connolly, the referee, in our first bout this evening. Coming up later on, of course, the WBA Junior Featherweight Championship fight. Jesus Pol and Dinamita Estrada. Good right by Zamudio. First telling blow of the fight so far. Diaz so far has done a pretty good job of avoiding those wild shots of Zamudio.
Yeah, he moves his body well. He works off the ropes very, very well. Like I said, that record of his is very deceiving. I'm talking of Jose Manuel Diaz.
So the old feeling out process here in round number 1. We'll be back with round 2 in a moment. Round 2 at the Great Western Forum. This is the WBA America's Flyweight Championship fight between Isaias Zamudio, who is wearing the blue trunks, and Jose Manuel Diaz in the long gold trunks with the black trim.
As we can see, neither fighter here, Rich, has a lot of power behind their punches. Zamudio only has 6 knockouts and 13 wins, and of course Diaz only having 2 knockouts and 24 wins. But these fighters here are very, very quick. They're little little flyweights, and they're quick. I mean, they'll throw 100 punches in a round.
One thing I'm wondering about Diaz now, his trunks are hiked up fairly high, and he does not have that real hard look to his body right now. So if this fight goes any distance of ground, that could tell later on if he's not in real good shape. Apparently a headbutt there as he turned away.
There was no cut or anything like that.
Blinking his eyes is Jose Manuel Diaz.
But he should protect himself at all times, Rich. In a case like this, Zamudio could have gone in and started throwing some punches, taking him out.
Good left hook by Zamudio, and a nice counter right by Diaz. Zamudio now trying to come with combinations, which neither fighter utilized in the first round.
Well, he's working to the body a lot better, Rich, because as you said earlier, the waistline of Diaz doesn't look very hard. So I think his corners told him to go to the body now.
Again, a smack of the heads, and now Pat Connolly, the referee, is going to tell the two. But obviously Diaz is hampered by those two that he's taken to the head so far. Diaz displaying some frustration in his look. He's having a problem this round with headbutts and now with punches as well as he goes down. They pick up the count from referee Pat Connolly at 5, 6, 7. Shaking his head as Diaz looking right in the eyes of Pat Connolly, and he gets up.
I think he was still shook up by that headbutt, Rich. That's what he's complaining to the referee about. Well, and that punch put him down. I think he was still shook up.
We'll see Zamudio now, how he does as a finisher. Has Diaz in some trouble. Wild right missed by Zamudio. Good right to the body by Zamudio. Now he comes running in. When you're this young, as I'm sure you know, Ruben, it's hard to resist the temptation to go in swinging away when you've got a man hurt.
Well, you get over anxious, as you can see Zamudio is, and it could be to your disadvantage here.
Again, it was Diaz. And here we go into round 3. I'm Rich Marotta along with Ruben Castillo, ringside at the Great Western Forum on this night of championship boxing on the Prime Ticket Network. I can't get over those trunks on Diaz, Ruben. I'd like to see you wearing a pair just about that same length in your next bout.
Well, I do have some like that, but those are my wife's.
Is there any particular reason why anyone would actually wear trunks into the ring then?
I don't see any particular reason. I think just the style that they want to wear these long ones. I don't know. I've never worn them.
I think Archie Moore used to wear those long trunks, and Joe Frazier. His trunks actually hang below his knees. As fashion statements go, it's not high on my list, though, Ruben.
It's not. Well, you know, those could be worn for golf, perhaps, you know, knickers.
Zamudio moving in has definitely become the aggressor now in the last round and a half. After a feel-out first round in which nothing was landed, the second round, Zamudio taking over, albeit with the aid of a headbutt. And now here in this third round, he's trying to start fast once again. No footwork by Diaz. Tries to move the top half of his torso to give the illusion of some movement to Zamudio, and he does duck away from the punch there. Zamudio's been missing with a lot of those overhand rights, and just to get one into the body. Zamudio had quite an amateur career, 139 fights in the amateurs, and he won 125 of those bouts.
Very good record.
So he got quite a schooling before he turned professional.
Well, you can tell Zamudio's got that nice little picture-perfect boxing style. He works in, works good, gets out, does what he has to do. Throw, there you go. Good left hook.
And they're both down from a headbutt, a double headbutt, and they're both down, and they're being counted out by Pat Connolly. But Diaz gets up, Zamudio gets up. Connolly continued to count over Diaz. There was definitely a headbutt there. Unbelievable.
I thought Zamudio hit him with a left hook. That was strange.
Well, Pat Connolly, even though Zamudio went down, did count over Diaz. But a confusing moment, without question, here at the Great Western Forum. Left hook by Zamudio, down goes Diaz, and he will not get up.
That's it, it's over.
Connolly calls it off.
That was strange, Rich.
Zamudio, the winner, with an explosive left hook to end the bout, and is he happy?
Is the new WBA America's Flyweight Champion, Yasias Zamudio.